heading into a dark period. It's going to be a bit of moon after about midnight. I think we're past the half moon, so I think we're down to about a quarter moon. That's not going to be too bright and blow things out, and we're going to get a dark sky in the interim. We're in winter here now officially. We should have a good view of the Milky Way from the core rising high overhead. Bit of cloud probably going to come and go tonight, just never know what you're going to get up here. You probably saw that in one of my earlier vlogs where I got completely clouded out. I'm in a similar spot again. The weather's probably similar again in a way. It's a bit of cloud out to the west and it's kind of blocking out the sunset light at the moment. It could be a little bit of a dull sunset here. We'll give it a go and see what we get. So I calculated for this shoot tonight, which is going to be another all-nighter, a holy grail time lapse, that if I started the time lapse going at 4 p.m. and stopped it at 8:30 in the morning, that's leaving an hour either side of sunset and sunrise. I would need, for the way I would need about 3,500 frames at a 6-second interval for the first hour to sunset. That's going to be 600 frames. At night time, which is fully dark, the dark period will be a 12.5 hour time, so that at 24 seconds will be about 1875, I think, frames for the night period. But there's a transition obviously between sunset and dark, and I normally allow about an hour for the transition, and I take the interval time between my 6-second interval that I use in that first hour and the 24-second interval at night to be sort of the average of those, so around about 15 seconds. If you work it out that way, you've got 600 frames in the sunset in the morning in those 2 hours, and then in the transition periods you've got another hour or so after sunset and prior sunrise. That's about 240 frames, and then at night obviously the 1875 frames. But I sort of flushed around looking for a location tonight, and I'm starting to eat into that first hour by the time I get set up, so I'm probably going to have to reduce the number of frames down to allow for that. So I'm here and I'm just about to set up, so I haven't got much time to set up before the sunset, so I'm in a bit of a rush again. I should have learnt that lesson from the last time lapse I did, but I haven't. To get everything going and set up, it's probably going to take me hopefully about 20 minutes, no longer, because I've got about 40 minutes till sunset, and I just want a little bit of sunset light if we actually get some sunset light through the clouds. Clear out to the east out here, but to the west you can see this cloud sort of creeping in. I'm hoping that that's going to dissipate as the sun sets. Yeah, another setup in a hurry. I've got to learn not to do that and just be a bit more organised. Allow probably an extra hour, just because sometimes the weather, when you're looking, when you've got a plan to get to a place, a location, and you find out when you get there the weather's not kind of what you thought it was going to be, you've got to be flexible and change at short notice. So it pays to just have a little bit extra time. Cloud out to the west here, capturing a bit of the sunset light at the moment. So I'm hoping that it's going to dissipate as the sun sets, which would look pretty cool if that does happen. Yeah, it's just a matter of now packing up the gear, and I'm just going to keep an eye on this time lapse just for a little while to make sure it's doing its thing. I just got to have a look at all the cables too to make sure we're not going to get any snags and stuff like that on its 360-degree spin. So it's starting off out this way, and I'm hoping to get that sort of sunset light on the mountains as this cloud just hopefully is going to just sort of dissipate. I'm not sure whether it's going to happen or not. And then it's going to swing around almost 180 degrees out here to, as it gets dark, to try and capture the Milky Way core. It's rising up here, and then the core is going to come up high, and it's going to swing right around, and it's going to come right around and set out here over the mountains. So I'm hoping to capture all that, and I guess in this, just going into a dark period phase at the moment. We're in June, so we're starting to get that that rotation of the Milky Way coming back round to the horizon here in New Zealand and setting out on the western horizon just as the dawn light comes in. So it should look pretty cool as long as everything goes to plan. Alright, it's almost time for me to head back to where I'm going to crash for the night. Everything's going good. I've just watched it set up to make sure everything's going alright. It's going to be a cold night up here. It's going to be certainly once this cloud clears, if it clears, hopefully it doesn't just sort of hang around here all night, but once this cloud does clear, let's just be positive about it. Yeah, it'll be a hard frost up here. There'll be ice on the ground, frost everywhere, and my gear will be probably covered in frost. So gear will be kind of working through the extremes of temperature and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a cold night spent out up here. Lucky I bought my winter sleeping bag. That's it for the setup, and so I'll wrap it up there, and we'll be back to check on things. Hopefully, fingers crossed, everything works out good, and be back in the morning. Don't know exactly what the night held, because I slept through most of it really. Pretty crisp up here, clear skies this morning though, and once again it's so nice being out. It's great returning to the gear to see everything still firing away and doing its job. So it looks like last night was a success. And the lens is clear. A bit of fog because there's a bit of moisture on the top of the ramper and on the top of the lens there, so not sure about that. Pretty amazing morning this morning. It's just so nice being out when it's like this. It's just beautifully calm, not a breath of wind up here. Good frost on the ground and nice and crisp, fresh air, but so nice. This is what I live for. I just played back the night's time lapse on the ramper. You can play you can preview it on the little LCD on the back of the ramper. So I just had a look at what I captured last night. All looks pretty cool. It just as the sun was setting, and well, after sunset actually, that cloud that was covering the western horizon out this way just completely dissipated. So that looks pretty cool. And then as the camera swung around, it kind of caught up with the Milky Way, but it was a little bit too slow. So I'm going to think about adjusting my my keyframes. My midpoint keyframe was set out here, actually about halfway through the whole shoot, but I'm thinking to get out here, I have to get out here quicker to catch up with the Milky Way. So that keyframe, instead of being halfway through the shoot, which was about 1500 frames, that's probably needs to now be about I don't know, maybe 1200 frames or something like that to actually catch up to the Milky Way. Then it would have tracked the Milky Way around, but the cloud actually came in looking at it pretty soon after it sort of caught up to the core. So quite a bit of cloud coming and going, which could actually look pretty cool. Around that time the moon came up and lit up the foreground and the clouds coming and going, and then it swung right around to the western horizon, and just in that pre-dawn we've got the Milky Way almost horizontal to the horizon and slowly coming down, setting out there. So just doesn't quite set before it gets blown out by dawn at the moment, but it all looks pretty cool. That's the thing that I really like about doing the Holy Grail time lapse, the long duration time lapses, is that you just never know what you capture, and it's pretty cool coming back to it and playing it back and just looking at it and thinking, wow, all these things happened during the last 15 or so hours. All packed up, gears put away, and I could sit here all morning. It's just so nice, and it's actually so pleasant up here. Like, it's just because it's so calm that it's actually quite mild, even though there's frost on the ground. It's quite comfortable just being in a t-shirt. So just awesome. I could just sit here all morning and just chill out. I wish I could. Another success, I think. So I'm pretty keen to get back and just download the images and have a look at it on a bigger screen and just see exactly what I got. But it looks pretty promising, so I'm pleased about that. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the content. And if you like my content and want to see more, then please subscribe. And if you hit the bell notification, then you'll get notified when I post new stuff, so you can follow along with what I'm doing. And I will catch you in the next video. Catch you later.